Hey y'all, I hope you're well. Welcome to another episode of Healthcare Boulevard. This is a podcast where we shine more light on healthcare, and our goal here is to provide more options to people looking to choose healthcare as a career path, regardless of their background. My name is Sena Kakpomo, and I am your host and creator here. I thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. Remember, you can tune in on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So, hi. The reason I'm laughing is, you know that time where you think you're recording, but you're not, and you're done, and you want to put it on the, you want to extract it and upload it, and it's like, oops, there's nothing here. Yeah, that just happened to me. I did so I'm going to do it again. This time I'm actually literally looking at my mic, making sure that it's recording because I ain't playing no games. It's Sunday and I don't like doing work twice. But I'm back on the mic, y'all. This is the second time you are hearing from me, just me on the mic, in a row. And I know. That's not right. No, it's not right. But before I move on to doing what I'm going to do, I wanted to just plead to y'all. This is specifically or especially for my listeners who are who have more of a personality where they like compartmentalizing. How do you say it, honey? Compartmentalize. Thank you. My husband just helped me with that. Some words still in English just don't come to me easily. Thank you, love. So and folks who like major organization and things like that. In a way, I am like that, depending on what it is. And I've enjoyed keeping things, all right, we're done with this, we're closing that door, then we're opening the next chapter. I've enjoyed doing that thus far, but I want to give like a major warning sign, like, ooh, breaking news, Moving forward, I'm still gonna do my best to keep it that way, and that's still the way, the backbone of how I upload things to y'all, how I share things with y'all. But I'm going to take a little bit of liberty sharing things that are necessarily in a different order or that are not in order. Just the reason I'm doing this, hear me out. Sometimes, and I'll give you an example. Right now, I have an interview with the dentist sitting in my archive, in my files, waiting. And I'm essentially waiting for the right time to share with y'all, waiting till we close the PT chapter to share that with y'all. And you may say, oh, but I thought we were done with the PT chapter. I very well could close the PT chapter now. But along with PT, I wanted to do athletic trainer, because that goal, they're not the same at all. But I figured it would be a great thing to do after after PT, so that you can sort of see the contrast and get the two, get the information from both sides, right? And having befriended a couple athletic trainers in my professional life, and then talking with a few now to get them on the mic with me and into your ears, I've noticed that there have been a lot of changes in athletic trainers in terms of like the profession, right? And so I'm excited to get that to you guys. It's not just an entry level thing anymore. And so that's an example of why I want to sort of take a little bit more liberty in uploading things in less organized ways. I will keep the organization, but I will take a little bit more liberty in doing that, right? I'm making two major points today. That's the first thing is beware. I want to warn you guys before getting away from my ways of uploading things, and I don't want y'all to be surprised by that. So just beware that if let's say we are doing PT and my next move, I want to do ATC, Athletic Trainer Certified, but if you do if you do see that I uploaded dentist interview in there before or after, before closing that ATC door, don't be mad about it. Okay, just try not to be mad about it. That's the point. And I appreciate y'all for sticking with me. The second point and last point I try to make y'all is that I've realized a need that I'm going to sort of implement alongside what I'm doing. It's gonna be the same thing, but I've realized, again, if you recall, and if you haven't, I'm gonna mention it now. Is when I started this podcast, if you listen to my introductory chapter, you'll notice I put things in three major categories in terms of healthcare and how I'm going to discuss it on the show. I put it in three major categories: one nursing, one MD slash OD, and the other one is or DO, sorry, MD slash DO, and the other one is allied health. And that's why I call the groups that are not nursing all the doctors, but all clinicians, and can either prescribe or cannot prescribe, but either way play a major role in patient care, right? And so that's where I started, because that's where I fit in terms of as a PA. That's where I fit in. So I did PA, I did pharmacy. We are currently doing PT, and essentially we're closing that PT door but not going to another one until we do ATC, which is athletic trainer certified. So I noticed that I haven't really created a room for entry level things like CNA, which I was at some point. What was that I was? Oh my gosh, medical assistant, medication technician. That's what I was trying to find. Medication technician, pharmacy technician, or pharmacy assistant. I'm not sure what they're called. Either way, dental assistant. All of these things that are ways to, or phlebotomist. All of these things that are less. That it takes less time to hold those titles. And there can be a great entry into the healthcare field, a great entry for somebody to get make some money, be in the healthcare and see what's happening, and then decide for themselves which route they want to take in terms of a more permanent position in healthcare, right? You can go from CNA to PA, like I did. You can go from CNA to nursing. A lot of people do that. You can go from CNA to pharmacy. You can do a lot of things, right? In fact, one of my pharmacy friends was a CNA when we were both in community college, and he's now a pharmacist. So those are all ways to, number one, again, make some money, because we all need some money to survive, and number two, get some experience. And sort of get your feet wet on the field of healthcare. So I want to shine more light on those because I've always intended to do that. I haven't necessarily figured out how I was going to fit that in. I wanted to actually do that after I did the so-called big ticket items, which are the things I've done so far: the PA, physician assistant, pharmacy, PT, dentist. All of those are all, I call them big ticket item, because there are a lot of people's final step in terms of, oh, I've worked so hard for years to become this, or this is my end goal, this is my goal, it's what I'm working towards. Whereas, where do we start? A lot of people don't just go straight from high school to college to PA school or PT school or pharmacy school without doing some type of work, and a lot of that work is figuring out, how can I enter the healthcare field? If I want to become a healthcare professional, and right now I need some cash, why not combine the two, wherein I doing something in the healthcare field and getting the cash that I need? So I will shine some more light on that. It might not start right away, it might not be next week, but I wanted to let you know, so that when you see those chapters uploaded, you know what's happening. And I'm excited. The work I do right now, I'm with it. I spend a lot of time with folks with different medical background, And so a lot of those medical backgrounds or a lot of those medical titles that they hold are more of entry level, and some of them are wanting to get to RN, wanting to get to MD, wanting to get to optometry. And so the navigating that route, so a lot of time I find myself talking to them about that and what their journey is like, and providing any advice I can, and so forth. So that's been a source of encouragement and for me to keep doing what I'm doing here despite the busy schedule and so forth. And I want just put this out there. A lot of time I have people line up for interviews. It's just to have my schedule match up with their schedule, for both of us to sit down for that 1 hour that I like to block out for my schedule and for their own schedule, can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. Or sometimes they're ready to come on, but they're just so busy on their side that they can't find the time. And I may talk to somebody, let's say today, we talk about having them on, and it may take a month or two before they're ready to sit down. I have interviews signed up for like end of August, literally. And so all of that is why I've decided to sort of loosen my grip on organization and closing one thing before I start another, because I don't want to have information just sitting on my computer waiting to be released to you guys. But I'm waiting because it's not the right time and it's not the right order or so forth. That, to me, doesn't make too much sense, since my goal here is to get the information to you. My goal here is to get the interviews to you that will make some impact onto how you decide to become this or that, or giving you options. Again, I'll say over and over again, my goal here is to give you options so that you don't feel so rigid about what you can or cannot do in healthcare. That being said, I am going to end it here. This time it is recording. I'm telling you, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yes, it's recording. We're not going to do this 3 times. Speaking of which, I do have another interview that I gotta get ready for in the next 30 minutes. So thank you all again for everybody who's listened, who's shared my the podcast and commented, subscribe, follow. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are real ones. And please, if you haven't already, share, comment, like, subscribe, and connect with me. Again, I'll say it again. I'm on Twitter. I'm on a lot of social media. You can see that in every episode I publish. I have that. Connect with me. Let me know if there's anything, any way I can help you in shining some lights onto the different options you have in healthcare. That's my whole point here. Is you have option. Okay, you got option. Brand new whip. If you get that reference, there you go. If you don't, it's okay. All right, I'm talking on and on here, so let me get to the next thing. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share, and stay blessed. Bye.